Good evening and welcome to United Real Therapy, people. How are we doing tonight? How are we doing? I'm about to take a couple of days off. Welcome, people. Let's get you in here. I've had to take a couple of days off just for my own sanity, people. So welcome to United Real Therapy. We're expecting Mighty Mundo and Bobby, hopefully, to come on. Big up Trigger. Big up Leonel Hernandez. Big up Hassan Yusuf. Big up Stephen Creamer. Big up Jeff. Big up Joel. Niran. Serim. Big up everybody. Every one of you in here, man. So basically, Man United are absolute Shamblesfc. We are absolutely crumbling. We used to be great football team, a great football club, but we are absolute shambles. But tonight, I want to turn our attention more to, let's live in a fantasy, what we think this club should be. And look at also the week's news. Yeah, tell me about it, Khalees. Harry Maguire is giving it that. Wow. I needed to go and get some therapy so that I can come here and give you some real therapy. But guys, honestly, tonight we're going to have an interesting show because I'm expecting Mundo to come on. I'm expecting Bobby to come on. And it's to basically talk about where do we think we go from here. If it was up to the fans, changes would have been made. For me, the fact that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still in a job is because they cannot. Apparently, the next man in, Richard Arnold, doesn't want to come and sack a manager. And the man who's leaving, apparently, he's not leaving. He's going to be a consultant. So that means he's not leaving. Ed Woodward, banksters who rule us. He's saying he doesn't want that to be his last act, even though it's not his last act because he's getting a consultancy role at the club. There is a protest happening tomorrow. I won't be going. I think it's very much embarrassing that we're protesting to get a manager out. Even though maybe large sections of that protest do not want to go there and be part of a protest that's getting a manager out. They want the structure to change and they want Glazers out. Whatever your intentions is, the original post, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer name was mentioned. I'm not associating myself with a protest that's about getting a manager out because I don't want those banksters for those banksters to do me a favor like they're doing me a favor because they should be going before. They should be going with Ole. All of them should be sacked. No, Sale, you know what? I'm not going to go tomorrow, bro, because I have never in my life protested against a manager, and I'm never going to start that. I protest against the owners of this football club. I've been at every protest to protest against this owners, and I will always protest against the bankers and the lack of football structure in this football club. But I'm not going to protest to get a manager out. That's not me. Different people are different. Everybody's got their own intentions, and I won't be able to have my conscience and lay my head on a pillow knowing that a lot of the people are there are protesting the manager because they're not understanding. Maybe I'm not communicating my message correctly. That it's about the football structure. A lot of people send me DMs. You were always right. You were right about the structure. I'm like, it's painful. Some people don't want to know about the details of how we are crumbling from the inside. And it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking for me to know that. Like, that is what is happening. The only people that have been giving me therapy, people, have been these two. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them both, eh? Look at the rascals. That's the rascals. That's rascal one. He's down here. You can see him. He's down there. See it off. And then there's Scholesy. They're the only two that have been giving me. They're the only two that have been giving me any kind of therapy that I've been getting. But so this is where we are, guys. Our football club is now, there's going to be Ole in fans tomorrow and Ole out fans. That's what it's going to be. I know a lot of the fans who are going there tomorrow are going there are going there to protest against the board and to protest against the owners. Now, Abdi Ali, I understand, bro, but I'm not going because the original flyer, and a lot of people are coming because the way the anger was on Twitter, the original flyer said Ollie out, Glazers out. It said Glazers out, Ollie out. So I'm not protesting that because there's going to be fans out there who are going to be protesting to say Ollie in. It's just peak embarrassment. I'm never going to embarrass myself like that. Never going to embarrass myself like that. It's not happening. I will only ever go on protest against the board or the banksters. I've never went on a protest or even come up with an idea to protest against somebody like Wood, Moyes, somebody like Van Gaal, somebody like Jose Mourinho. So I am not going to be protesting against a manager. Mundo, I don't know what happened there. Come back, Mundo. Come back, lad. Yeah, Fu, big up. Did you see Avram's speech saying CR7 joined that 6? Bro, what do you expect? What do you expect? Mundo, you good? Welcome to the space, Mundo. Mundo, can I please get your view on how a manager of a football club and the players who didn't get selected for international have been allowed to take a week off holiday? Can you please explain that to me?
Honestly, when I saw Ollie had gone on holiday and the players have been allowed to go on holiday off the back of the results we've had recently, my blood absolutely boiled. I couldn't believe what I was seeing and hearing. He should be glued to his desk, Ollie, trying to figure out how he's going to get us out of this mess. Now, one of two things. Either he's so arrogant that he thinks, even though my team's struggling, I'm struggling, I'm not going to get back, so I'm going to take a holiday. It's either that, or he knows that the decision's been made and he's just taking himself away because there's going to be an announcement over this 2-week period about his job. So I think there's one or two things. Because surely he can't be that stupid that he just thinks, I'm just going to go on holiday, everything's fine. There's got to be more to it.
Do you think he's been sent there by the club?
I think so. I think that's probably the most logical thing. I think that they've told him just to get some distance because they know there's going to be a lot of noise over these 2 weeks about his job. So, press hounding him, probably going to his house, all the rest of it. So they probably just said to him, look, take yourself out of the hot seat, go to Norway and just chill. But for me, that just, the optics, the message that sends, what kind of message does that send to the players? Listen, in any other job in the world.
In your job, would that be done in your job, Mundo? Listen, that everything's gone to bits. You're not being successful in your office, in your organization. When you be allowed, as you're the manager, you made a big errors. Your rivals are absolutely smashed you in every way, and then City come and play. Another organization come to your patch and take the absolute mix. Would you be giving the day off? A week off, and everybody else in the office take a week off? The people that you manage.
Number one, I wouldn't be given a week off, and number two, that would be the final straw for my boss, because my boss will be thinking, wait a minute, just imagine if you're heading a sales team, your sales team is failing, you're not making sales, the biggest rival in sales have just closed a massive deal, right? Beat you to the punch. You're struggling financially, and you turn around to your boss and say, I know we're struggling, but rather than me trying to figure out how I'm going to get us out of this mess, I'm going to go to Ibiza for a week, get some sun. They'll be saying, you know what, Chris? You know what, Mundo? Off you go, mate, and here's your P45. Because it's just not acceptable. It's not acceptable. I'm sorry. It's not acceptable.
Mundo, I wanted to get your thing because there is a protest, but I'm not going to be going because I don't believe in protesting against managers. I believe football club do the right thing, and if you got your structure, the football club does the right thing. There is a protest tomorrow. The original viral tweet that went up was Glazers out, Ollie out. And there are people going, apparently there are going to be people who are going to be Ollie in and people protesting against people who are Ollie out. It's absolutely embarrassment of a joke. What do you think about that? If you were still living in Manchester, would you have gone to the protest?
I'm not against the protest. I think that it's not about Ollie in and Ollie out. It's about the board. And I think even the biggest Ollie inners have to accept now that his time's done, right? So this is not about Ollie in and Ollie out. We know that Ollie needs to go. But what is our board doing? I don't understand why they're not doing anything about this situation. Either they're saying to us this is acceptable, and I don't think any Manchester United fan can hand on heart say that the current situation is acceptable, right? So either the boards are saying it's acceptable or they're completely incompetent. They don't know what they're doing. And they know they need to make the decision, but they don't know what they're doing. That's the problem. So any protest should be aimed at the board. But having said that, I have zero sympathy for Ollie. I'm sorry, because you and I have had conversations about Ollie when he took over as Manchester United manager. And one of the worries you said you had was Ollie becoming a yes man. And for me, he's an absolute yes man of the highest order. He is. You might as well call him Ollie Glazer. He's a Glazer, as far as I'm concerned.
To know that in 2005, he was one of the people that was against him. He joined Must. He was one of the ambassadors. He's one of the players that was associated with Must, Man United Supporters Trust. So from that, he's gone to being their best buddies. It's tragic. The reason why I'm not going, Mundo, because I personally think it's embarrassing. I've seen football supporters protest against the board and against the owners, but I've never seen any of them protest against the manager. And I don't want to ever be associated. You know how many protests I've been to. You remember I used to go protest. Where have you been? I've been to anti-Glazer protest. I was on it from the early days. Since uni days, I've been on this. Like, get the Glazers out. But for me, the fans are divided because some people feel, and some people are. Some people feel that people are protesting against Ollie, and some people are protesting. Not everybody. Majority of the fans who are going to be there tomorrow are going to protest against the owners and the Glazers. But I'm never be involved. I think it's embarrassing, me personally, because people at your football, it shows the state of your football club, where a manager that is absolutely out of his depth by now, that is like, he's almost kind of like a deer in the headlights in interviews, that's been humiliated, right? Because you don't even know what he's saying. If you listen to any of it, we have to come out fighting against Watford. Watford's not the standard. Watford is not what Man United hold themselves against. You've just been, the opposition manager, I've just said, in the second half, we put the ball in the fridge. We've hit the ball. He didn't make a substitution. And then you got the cheek to talk about Watford. Like, there's no, there isn't anything in this. It's like that's what I'm saying. It's humiliating. It is humiliating and degradation to a point, right? It is. It's horrible. I put the photo up. Man United are crumbling. And I put the photo up after what David Moyes, we have never recovered from giving him the job. We've gone from a bad decision from giving him, the first time we gave him the job was one of the most horrendous, absolute gaffes that this club could make. We still try to recover from that. We sat Van Gaal, even though some of us were Van Gaal out because we were frustrated. He should have had more time. He finished 5th on goal difference to Man City. Pep Guardiola's first season, people forget that. And he won the FA Cup. Jose did what he did. And then this clown he's a clown, Mundo. I defended him for a lot. And I defended him. I said, let him get his players. We'll see. But I said on no uncertain terms, there's nowhere to hide this season. There is zero place to hide, right? This season. And he's been showing up. He hasn't got the bottle. He hasn't got the temperament. He hasn't got the skill or the know-how. So forget about him. But let's talk about the football structure, Mundo. There is somebody here in the super chat. Big up Yafu. Read this here. Did you see Avram speak saying CR7 joined at 16? Oh, God. And somebody just here, Abdi Ali just says, he's got no trim, bro. He's got the CC top look, innit? That CC top look, that's what he's got. Big up Davani Kelly. Listen, I'm not going to be there because when the fans are divided like that, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And I don't want it. But I wish everybody there a safe protest. It's going to be peaceful. But I hope that, to me, the most embarrassing thing to see Man United fans squabbling. Well, the world's media is going to turn up, or people are going to put it on social media. And it's just further going to embarrass the football club. So that's why I'm not getting involved or going.
This for me, in terms of embarrassing periods as a Manchester United fan, I rank this up there number one probably, next to our first transfer window under Ed Woodward. This is as bad in terms of the way
that was a transfer. That was a transfer window. This is worse. We were there. Both of us were in that stadium when we took 5. Our closest and archest enemies, we took 5. Liverpool.
He's took 6 against Tottenham, 4 against Everton, 5 against Liverpool. You might
have 4 against Leicester.
4 against Leicester.
Right? And if Villarreal had any strikers, we could have took 5 that night.
And none of David Moyes, Van Gaal, and Mourinho, not one of those managers took a beating like he did. He's taken several beatings, Ollie. Several beatings, not just one. Getting even Sir Alex Ferguson got, we considered 6 against Southampton, 5 Newcastle, but that was over like a 20-odd year period. This guy's done it in 3 years.
Seasons we went on to win the league.
Yeah, exactly.
The only way that Ollie could have ever repaired this if he won the Champions League and he won and he won the double. But we're not winning a double. We're nowhere near. I said after the Villa we were out of the league. I said breaking news on Twitter. We are the Man United League Challenge. It was over in October.
It's embarrassing.
But talk to me, Mundo. I want to first know possible managers. In the comments, people, possible managers. I'm going to ask you about Brendan Rodgers. We've not spoke about it. Obviously, Neil Ashton's cronies are putting it out there, the feelers out there. Apparently, Brendan Rodgers has got clause on his contract that if a Champions League team comes in for him, he's allowed to talk to them. I think that's what he's got. He's got in his clause. So I know that without them, like without the cronies, Neil Ashton speaking to his media lackeys, the sonographers, that this wouldn't be out. So where do you stand on Brendan Rodgers? Do you think he's got the quality? Or is it a case for you, any but Ollie at this moment in time?
I think that one of two things. Well, first of all, Brendan Rodgers. I do think Brendan Rodgers is a very, very good coach. I do think he's a very good coach. Whether or not he can take the next step in terms of taking Manchester United into Champions League finals, competing for the league, I'm not sure. But I do rate him as a coach. I think he is a very, very good coach. I mean, people have spoken highly of Brendan Rodgers for many, many years. And he's a student of the game. He goes around, he speaks to guys like Bielsa, these kind of guys. He learns the game. He studies the game. So I remember many years back, it was him and Roberto Martinez who were like the 2 top, spoke about coaches in the Premier League. So he's a good coach. Whether or not he's the right fit for Manchester United, I don't know. But he's miles better than Ollie. But having said that, what I would prefer is we get an interim So
Who your interim would
Rangnick,
be?
Rangnick would be the guy.
Yeah, my interim would be either Raniak or
Yeah.
Joachim Low for 6
Yeah.
months.
Get an interim in and get Ten Hag. That would be my preference.
The only thing I would say about Brendan Rodgers for me is that the way he's bottled top 4 twice, because that's what matters to the Glazers. Let's be right. Our banking, the bankers who run our football club, Richard Arnold, Matt Judge, and Ed Woodward, especially the two, Ed Woodward and Richard Arnold, what matters to them is that Man United in the Champions League. He's bottled it twice. He's won a cup. You can get lucky and win a cup. He got to the final, and in the final, anything could happen. I'm not taking that away from him. He managed in the pub league and won trebles. He's a good coach. But is he right for Man United? And especially as a former Liverpool manager? You think about that game, that last game. I think he's a bottler, me personally. I think he's a bottler. Because in that last game, they were 5 points clear, Liverpool in the league, with 3 games to go. And he plays Gerrard as a number 6. And the slip comes. And instead of being cautious, they didn't have to lose the game. They could have got a point and won the league. They lost the league. So, for me, I think as a coach, yeah, he's decent. We know what he's done at Swansea. In terms of, like, coach, like you said, him and Martinez were the innovative coaches of their generation. But I think he's another yes man. I think he would be on one that protects the Glazers. I personally think I would want, if you said to me, the football structure changes, but we keep Ollie to the end of the season, would you take it? Or would you get rid of Ollie and keep the football structure?
I'd get rid of I'd keep Ollie and get rid of the structure, because under a new structure, Ollie's gone anyway.
Ollie's toast, exactly.
Well, any director of football coming into our football club is not keeping Ollie as a manager. So,
have you heard the reports that Rania, Man United, you know that my friend Aaron, Mr. Aaron UTD, you've seen him used to do the videos together, Mr. Aaron UTD. Aaron, you know, we do shows sometimes together. Mm-hmm. He actually has got a photo because he speaks like 6 languages. He's born in Berlin. He's, you know what I mean? He's German fluent. He met him in the actual lift at the hotel football, and he was there. So he knows people at Man United, and he asked him at that time, "Are you here for anything? Are you here maybe to do some work for United?" And he said, "No, I'm just here to watch it." He's probably scouting a player. I remember he was outside the hotel, and I remember him walking in. I'm thinking, "Oh, okay, I recognize that guy." But apparently, the bankers don't want him in, because he's asking to take complete control of the football inside of the football club. Wow. This is where we are. This is where we are. And another point about Brendan Rodgers, though, is that beggars can't be choosers. At the end of the day, we're not that. According to, because our love for this football club is so big, we are that football club, right? In terms of in our hearts and in our minds. But the reality is that we're not that football club anymore. We are not. As long as the bankers are in charge of the football decisions in this football club, forget about the Glazer ownership. The bankers are in charge. We are not. So the fact that we think we're above Brendan Rodgers could be laughable to some people.
I'll tell you what, this is my view on this, about the Brendan Rodgers situation. The problem with getting Brendan Rodgers, and I think they've spoken to Brendan Rodgers, and I think the delay might be due to this, is they want to keep the existing structure, including the coaches, right? They want, they're offering them 4-year contracts and all kinds, right? They want to keep those guys in post. So any manager coming in would have to work with Carrick, McKenna, Phelan, Fletcher, Murtaugh, yeah? I think we need to get rid of all of them, not just Ollie. Ollie's not the problem.
Of course, Mundo. And no right manager in the right head would ever keep those coaches.
Exactly. So that is a problem. And I think that's why Ed Woodward is reluctant to press the trigger on Ollie, because you and I said it. What football structure do you build that's predicated on the manager being Ollie? Yeah, that structure was built to support Ollie, right? It was built based on Ollie being the manager, not built on it being a football structure, irrespective of who the manager is. So what do you think is going to happen, Ed Woodward, if you sack the manager? If you sack the manager, you've got to get rid of the structure, right? Because that structure is built for that particular manager, not a structure that is there permanently for managers to slot into. So he knows that's why he doesn't want to sack Ollie, because he needs to. He's got a choice. He sacks Ollie, gets rid of everybody, and that's a bruise to his ego.
We need to get rid of everybody. They failed.
Yeah, we do. We need to get rid of everybody, all of them. But the thing is, if he sacks Ollie, he knows he has, and he doesn't get a manager who's willing to work with those coaches. He's got to get rid of that whole structure that he's put in place, and his ego. He doesn't want to bruise his ego. This is about his ego.
Yeah, but Mundo, but that's what I'm saying to you. We are Manchester United Football Club is in the absolute dumps, people, because of a banker's ego.
Yes, exactly.
So what kind of a manager in their right mind would ever want to come under those conditions?
And that's why they can't get anyone to replace Ollie. That's why we're in the situation we're in now.
But because of the remit they set, there are people. Look at Hans Flick. Are you kidding me? Germany are paying him more than Man United would ever pay him. No chance. Hans Flick would come. He'll be like, Germany. I love Germany, but come on now. I'm managed by Munich. I'm gonna go and manage a great club like Man United. Ten Hag, I personally think would come. I think Hans Flick would come. Joachim Low to the interim. Ralph Renier as an interim, and then a sporting director. Zinedine Zidane, I think he could be persuaded, right? Enrique, even, I think all of these guys, because at the end of the day, these guys, it's about the prestige and the money. But I can't see it happening because that is the standards that we're lower to. That Brendan Rodgers, a guy who's bottled top four twice, has won a cup, fair to him, right? Who works in a club that's got 20 times better football structure, only a football structure that we could dream of. Leicester City, people. Leicester City have a better footballing structure, 20 times better footballing structure, and a football structure that we can only dream of. We're thinking him. It's incredible. And how now the new coach, the backroom staff are going to be imposed on him. It's incredible.
We're not getting people like Zidane. We couldn't get Conte. We're not getting Zidane because Zidane is not answering to Darren Fletcher and John Murtough. He's not. He's not coming into our club.
I want to separate the two, man, though. Darren Fletcher's job is technical development. It's a youth team on their way to the first team. He has no power in this. He's just that guy, right? He was doing what Nicky Butt was doing. That's what Darren Fletcher's doing. John Murtough has never been a director of football. If director of football hit him right in the head, he's not. He's fixed the youth team. Fixing a youth team to being a director of football are totally two different things. A director of football at least is basically a super agent. He has got scouting everywhere, and he has the phone numbers of every other agent in the world. And he's got access to high-level scouting reports. Where does Joe Murtough have that? What experience does Joe Murtough have that? We're the only football club where the director of football and the football manager are on the same line in the pyramid. They're saying, in the structure, the hierarchy, they're on the same level. The same level. I don't know who this is. Hello? Help. Is that you? Is that you, Oli Bombaye?
Had to come on, man. My boys are there. Had to come on, man. Had to. How are you?
Well, all right. Talk
Not
to
so
us.
bad, bro.
There's a protest tomorrow. I'm not going. I want you to give me your deliver. Would you go? Because I think it's going to be super embarrassing for some fans to be asking for the manager to be sacked. I'm not saying all the fans that are there are going to be there for that. I think majority of them are there to get rid of the board and the Glazers. The reason why I'm going because there are some people out there to protest against Oli, and I think it's super embarrassing. But I'm going to ask you about Brendan Rodgers. Where do you stand on Brendan Rodgers?
Well, let me tell you where I just come from and why I'm late. I went to a seminar this evening, first of its kind in our community. It was mental health within the framework of Islam. So the first thing we do is we've got to introduce ourselves. So obviously I tell them I'm Al Capone, and then I'm going on a little bit. As soon as I said I'm a United fan, 2 psychiatrists jumped up, come over, son, we know it's bad. That was my night. So what is it you're asking me? Brendan Rodgers?
Yes.
What for, bro? Ollie's going to turn it around, man. Mundo knows. Listen. You are pissing in the wind. You are wasting your time. He's staying. Nobody's coming in.
Listen,
get used to it. I told Mighty Mundo, I know it's upsetting, but just learn to laugh about it, roll with the punches, and eventually it'll happen. But it ain't happening now. They ain't got no replacement, man. Could have got Conte, probably should have took him. I know you've got some issues with him. No manager out there is perfect. The best managers are taken. Forget it. You're trying to pick the best of a maybe bunch. Ten Hag, yeah, maybe, got the innovation, got this and that. Conte, good manager, great pedigree, abrasive. Can we deal with him upstairs? Every manager's got an issue. The board are choosing managers on a basis that is not completely in line with why we would want to choose one. That's something we have to factor in as a fan here. We're not in charge. Mm-hmm. Conte didn't go to United. He was dying to take the job, but they thought this is a bit of a Mourinho. We maybe don't want to deal with him, and maybe he's not a good fit. But I think the board are also looking at things their way because they've been burnt before. What
I don't understand is this with our club.
I'm just going to read this out, Mundo. 1 second.
Go ahead.
Is Roy Keane apparently Harry Maguire scored tonight. He put his hands in his ears. So Roy Keane referring to Maguire puts his hands in his ears. He says he's like he's shutting the critics up. I think it's embarrassing. He's been a disgrace the last few months. He carries on. He says, I think he thinks if he scores, he's going to shut the critics up. Embarrassing. Wow. Well, that's just me. I mean, he's embarrassing, isn't it? How is he ever a captain? Mundo, can you explain to the people watching what I told you about Harry Maguire before he came?
You said that he turned like a bus and he's slow and he's not for Manchester United.
A tank.
Yeah, a tank.
Right. Well, there we go. Even though I'm not blaming him because I think he's not being coached right, he's not being given the right instructions. Go ahead, Mundo.
What was I saying? What was I saying?
He was saying that the help. Ollie Capone was saying.
Yeah, I don't understand why our board are so reluctant to allow somebody to have full control of the football because they're about money. So you just set a budget. You just say, "This is the money you've got to spend, mate. There you go. You take care of the football inside." But why is it? It's like we've got megalomaniacs in Ed Woodward in charge of the club. And I tell you why.
By the way, guys, just to break some of the news to you, he's not leaving. He's going to be a consultant. Basically, he's still going to be working for Man United.
So he's not even going. And the thing is, the reason why we cannot have a director of football at our club is because if you get a director of football, then you don't need Richard Arnold. And you don't need Matt Judge because the director of football takes care of transfer negotiations and contracts and all the rest of it. So you don't need those two guys. So it's job for the boys, mate. It's jobs for the boys.
I coined that phrase a long time ago. Jobs for the boys, Business FC, mate. That's what we are. Jobs for the boys, Business FC. Jobs for the boys, Business FC. That's what Man United are. Trigger here saying, why protest removal of an incompetent manager? If you had competent people, you wouldn't need to protest his removal. He would have been gone. Exactly. It's just incredible. I personally think before Brendan Rodgers help or Capone, Ollie Capone, I'll tell you this, or Ali Bumbaye. I'll put this in. I will take the two interim guys that I would take. Joachim Low's won a World Cup. Is any player in that squad who won a World Cup? The only one who can talk to him is Paul Pogba. He's won a World Cup. World Cup is the biggest trophy in world football. Joachim Low with his coaches. I would get Ranić till the end of the season and turn him to, and then they can give him the football power, director of football. And then, I would try to get hand flick. At the end of the day, money talks to a certain extent. And I think that we could get him. I think if you went out there. I think even Luis Enrique. But that's if we were a football club that was looking like further ahead in terms of we want to go back to being the best. We're not set up. No, he's not going to be there, Stephen. I doubt it, unless he turns up. But I don't think he's going to be there. No, I've tried, bro. I've tried. A lot of the people who are going to young guys, they don't even understand. I've tried to reason with some of them. I've tried to get the guy when he first posted the poster to change the poster, and it didn't. So I'm not going to go because I never want to go to a protest where fans are divided. And I don't want that. I genuinely don't want that. All of the protests I've ever gone to against the Glazers, and these two guys will tell you, because I've come back from protests years ago against the Glazers. I've been protesting against them for a long, long time. I've always gone because everybody's been united to go and get rid of them. So I'm not gonna go tomorrow. The next protest we put a tweet out on Twitter saying, can all the big fan channels on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram all unite? Can we all unite to come against the board and put pressure on the Glazers at least? Because the fight against the Glazers is long term. But for me, what is going to do that? What's going to get rid of put pressure on the Glazers is doing walkouts in certain minutes of the game, especially at Old Trafford, and the away fans doing that as well. And I think protests before games, 100%. Going into the stadium a bit late, 100%. I think doing civil disobedience, 100%. Those are the things that are going to put pressure on the Glazers. And majority of people are not here for that. So I don't want to. I want to be part of the movement. I don't want to be part of just a flash of protest here and there. I don't want to be part of that. Wow.
Vibes.
Did Roy Keane really say that? Wow. Roy Keane referring to Maguire. Yeah. We've already got that. Puts his hands in his ears. He thinks he's shot in the crits. I think it's embarrassing. It's been a disgrace over the past weekend. Yeah, I think we got that. Nice one, Khalis Ramadan Lassie. Thank you so much for getting all of the quotes. Big up Hassan Yusuf. At the end of the day, what do you think about Joachim Low as an interim till the end of the season?
Are you asking?
Yeah, you.
Yogi Low.
Joachim Low with his smelling his underpants with all the.
Listen.
You know what the thing? You ever saw him in the World Cup when he's sniffing his batty and all of that? Oh my god! And with those what was it? He had those V-necks in it, V-neck jumpers.
What do I think about look, I'm somebody that came on here tonight because you and Mundo are on. I've not spoken to you for ages and I miss you. That's the truth. What do I think about what United need to do? No, this is serious talk. I'm not trying to be funny, real talk. And I'm in the mood to have a chat. But what do I think about what you're saying, managers? I tell you the truth, I don't know who I'll take. I see potential fuck-ups with any manager that comes in. I don't even know if a new manager solves the problem. Maybe 6 months down the line, we don't like what we hear. The Glazers, even they're not sure what to do in order to just relieve themselves of some pressure. The team is good enough to be competing. I think we all agree there. That's why we're pissed off. So the only thing we can do is get a new manager. Who? I swear to God, man, I don't know. To me, Brendan Rodgers is a good manager. Maybe he can do, whoever comes in has to do better than what we're doing at the moment. That's all I reckon I can ask for at this minute. I can't ask really to win a title this year. I can't ask to win anything this year. Just help us out. As Saeed says, ease the pain. Let's enjoy a little bit of whatever we're going to watch, whoever's coming in. And if they do a good job and you're happy and things are going well, sign them up. If they're not doing a good job and you actually have somebody in mind and you want to get an interim guy in to maybe just salvage a little bit of what can be salvaged from a season, then okay, go and do that. But who you want to get in, there's different types of managers out there, but the best ones are all taken. Any manager we go for now, it's not Klopp, it's not Tuchel, it's not Guardiola. They're the best. Zidane is an unknown quantity to an extent. He did a great job with a phenomenal team. He had one of the great teams. They were great. They were really good. Ten Hag is a guy who is grown up. He gets every player he's got on his books there, knows exactly how to play a certain type of football, and he knows how to utilize that football. At United, if he comes, he might have a system, but are our players Ajax Academy players? I don't know. Maybe not.
But it's about the coaching. It's about the one-to-one coaching and the improvement that you can make on them. The biggest thing here.
Yeah. No problem.
He says, you were accepting Ole until this season, the structure. So you can't get snippy over Brendan Rodgers. I can't.
One thing.
Ollie's finished. Ollie's finished.
Okay, yeah. We see. No problem. But I want you to think about this. The dressing room that we have got.
Because, let me just finish it. Because, Stephen, I've got higher standard for Man United in my head, even though we're not that club anymore. Honestly, we're not that club anymore. Guys, there's over 230 of you here. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Go ahead.
Look, people say things, man, in life. They have the right to change their mind depending on the situation as it changes. You might think a player's rubbish. All of a sudden, 4 or 5.
Sky, baby, 987. That's what he did. He did that when he scored and slid on his knees. Apparently, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
What I'm saying is, everybody. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong. Everybody wants the best for the club. At the moment, it's underperforming. It's all over the place. It's terrible. Maguire's much better than what you're seeing. A lot of these players are better, but the confidence is dead. They're terrified. They'll go out there. I told you they're better off playing away because at home, the whole flipping crowd, 70,000 people's eyes are on them. They're going to get anxiety over there. Probably better to play away. It's really bad. We're in a crisis. It's a proper psychological crisis when you lose so many games like this and you can't build a run and you've got a team that people expect you to be competing. But in terms of managers, guys, depends what you want to go for. But I see potential hiccups in every single manager. I'm just saying these are potential hiccups. They're not in stone. Someone might come in and go, bang, amazing, great, wonderful. But, you got your experienced ones. We've tried them. We've had them. You got some that are great pedigree, but they're abrasive. You got some up-and-comers. But this is Man United, man. This is not Ajax. Man United will take Ten Hag, chew him, spit him out if he's not careful. That dressing room will just eat him alive. Ronaldo, Pogba, Cavani. These are big personalities. We've seen it before, man. There's no respect here. If he's not getting it right, they don't believe in him. It can happen. It can happen.
Do you know why I disagree with you? I disagree because on the point now, as soon as they see his sessions and they see he's innovative and the way he's improving positionally, especially the young players and players in there, they will see and think, wow, this guy is something different.
Maybe.
100%.
But again,
100%.
Pros and cons. A new manager is not guaranteeing us nothing. We do need to change it.
Are you kidding me? From what we're saying right now, a new manager is guaranteeing us a better football, a bit more structure in terms of the football pitch. Wonder have you heard this?
No. Listen, what I'm saying is, we thought, look, Mourinho.
I can go there with my level 1 FA coaching badge and just go there to get tighter. Press as a team.
Look, great managers found out. Listen, Nuruddin, great managers get found out not when it's going swimmingly well, when it's going really, really terrible. The great managers can turn things around and get them out of a rut. That's the difference.
Well,
when Oli came in, listen, when Oli came in, it was wonderful. We thought, okay, we're happy with this. Take the first season, good. He's playing attacking football.
You have to take into context a guy who just wanted a big payout like Jose. Jose wanted a big payout, and Jose was thinking the place out, ready to be sacked. Ollie, he said that by himself. He was like, I was ready to be sacked. Jose said that after he left. He was like, I was ready to be sacked.
Look, you know, on this, look, do you know on this point, integrity is a beautiful thing, yeah? But everybody here doesn't like the Glazers. If I was Mourinho and I was Ollie, I wouldn't leave. I'd take my money. Why should I leave that money?
But the difference for me is that I always said on this channel, and
so it's not fair to criticize these people. End of the day, the moral high ground is a choice.
I always said
Jose Mourinho was let down, and he said, "You know what? I'm not leaving. I'm taking 26 million." Ollie's the same. I think Ollie has not been let down like Mourinho has. He's got the team there.
He's a United fan, and Ollie loves United. Gattuso was going absolute wrong with Milan. He's like, forget the payment. I love Milan.
Respect, of course. Yeah, of course. Respect. Listen, I was listening to a podcast, the Webby and O'Neill fan channel, right? Today. They said Ollie's a really good player for us. Super sub, scored the goal. That's what we remember him for, that 99. But he goes, but Teddy Sheringham scored the equaliser and set the Ollie goal up. He's not a legend. He goes, Ollie's not a legend at this club. He's not a legend. He was a really good player for us.
Some people think he's a legend.
No, he's not, though. And when you're talking legends, you're talking Canton.
It's a matter of opinion.
It's not, bro. It's not opinion. It's not opinion.
He could have gone to any other club. He chose because he loved the club. He chose to stay and be a bench guy. He could have gone to Tottenham. He could have gone to loads of Villa. He could have gone to loads of teams. He said no to them just to be on the bench for Man United.
He could have took a step down. That's what we're saying here. A major step down in them days.
And
he's not a legend.
For me, that season, what he did, some of his goals, that season was incredible. The winner against Liverpool, we don't win the FA Cup. He scores in injury time. People forget that.
He's a super sub.
He's
a super sub.
He scored in injury time when we beat Liverpool in the FA Cup. We were out. We were going to go to extra time and then penalties.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a super sub, part of a great era. But a legend is Cantona. A legend is Scholes. These are legends.
But the point I'm making to you is that some United fans view him as a legend, and that's their opinion. That's your opinion, but that's their opinion.
No, it's a fact, bro. He's not a legend.
It's not a fact. You said it. It's not a fact. It's an opinion.
No, bro, it's not. It's not. He's a substitute.
You're not a legend.
He's a super sub. All right, Sheringham should be a legend then.
Yeah, maybe. Some people do think Sheringham is a legend.
But he's not. Nobody talks about him.
Well, because he's not in the radar. Some fans think that everybody who was in that treble winning side in the squad was a legend. Everybody who contributed was a legend. But I want to go to De Bruyne, just to quote here, Khalid Robert Lassie. De Bruyne, before United, Pep said, we don't know how they're going to play. We shall see. And we stopped training after 10 minutes or so. Wow. Wow. So this is before the game, preparation before the United game. Oh, my gosh. Listen,
this club's in trouble, mate. That's the end of.
We're crumbling. We've crumbled. Mundo, last words. What are you hoping? Do you want listen, would you take, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Would you take Man United being relegated to Division 2, League 2, then we get rid of the Glazers and the bankers? Would you take that?
Yes.
No, would
I would. Hey, let me know in the comments, guys. Would you take going into League 2 if that means you get rid of the Glazers and the bankers? No, seriously, forget even the Championship. I'm talking about League 2. I'm willing to do that. Because I know we can come up.
No, listen, let me ask you this question, right?
But that's the question.
Look, let me ask you this question. This is a sensible question for you and Mighty Mundo, yeah? What do the Glazers need to do in order to stay and us to be at peace with the whole thing?
What would it take?
Yeah.
Nothing for me. You can't come back from... me and Mundo were at the game. We watched Liverpool 5-0 humiliation.
Come on. Look, that's a real question. Mundo,
no, listen, I was
some sense to me, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to
address
the actual
I'm going to answer your question. Shut up for a second. Let me answer your question.
Answering shit. You're going off.
I'm answering your question. I'm telling
Go on,
you,
answer.
I witnessed two of the most humiliating defeats at Old Trafford I've ever witnessed.
Right, all right, yeah.
There's nothing coming back from that. Zilch. The only thing that was coming back from that, if somebody don't say to me, I've come back from the future and Ollie's going to win the Champions League and the league.
That's not an answer. Mundo, what do you have to say?
Say that again? No, for me, there's nothing. There's nothing. Nothing.
For me,
That's not an answer, though.
No, but I'm saying to you, he can't do anything to come back from this.
Listen, you have to accept the very realistic fact that this Glazer ownership is not going anywhere.
There is nothing in now when I watch Man United. It's just I'm just going through the motions. I'm not really watching.
I understand
I'm not
that,
really supporting. After the 5-0 against Liverpool, I couldn't sleep for three nights.
Bro, I'm over them results. I swear, I can't. I'm not even asked. I'm well over them. They're old news to me. I'm looking to the future. What I'm saying is, on the premise that these guys are going to stay, it's their club. It's very realistic that they're going to be here for another 5 or 10 years. What do they need to do so that we can have some unison at this club and move forward? That's a realistic question.
They need to relinquish all control on footballing matters, all of it. They can cast the checks and bugger off, right? But the football side of the game, the football side of the club, has to be handled by football people.
Actually, for Ollie to stay this season, get Raniak in, give him full control of the footballing structure.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it. If that, I'm happy to take it. I'm happy, because I've took it for 8 years, so I'm happy to take it. Getting bent over, no Vaseline. I'm happy to take it.
No, see that there. That's a sensible reply. Glazers, get Ranić in, let him restructure this football club, because that is going to give us the competency to go forward and win. See, that there is a beautiful answer. That's a realistic answer. Ollie goes, Ranić comes in, 6-month interim period, start restructuring, maybe keep him on, and then hand over the reins to somebody younger, with a bit more energy. Because Ranić now is, he's 65. He's not getting any younger.
No.
Demanding.
Director of football. He's a director of football. He's so structure. He works on the football structure. He's at Lokomotiv Moscow. He's at Lokomotiv Moscow.
I know he is. I know he is. See, that's a good answer. I'll take that. That's fair. In terms of managers, though, I swear, I don't know. I really don't know, honestly. I'm open to taking anybody.
For me, Ten Hag would be incredible. Do you know why? Because
Danny Murphy said that.
He's already at a football club where they don't spend a lot of money. He works individually with players on the coaching ground, and they play an incredibly attractive football. Some of the best football in any European team.
Look, I'll tell you one thing I'm not going to do, Dino.
His record with Ajax in the Dutch league is good as some of the great records they've ever had in terms of the league.
Bro, I appreciate everything you're saying, and Danny Murphy echoes exactly what you're saying, and I think Danny Murphy is a good pundit personally.
By the way, people, Ten Hag is lined up to take over Man City, by the way. He's on their list. He's on top of their list. Hans Flick is one of them. Ten Hag is the other. Luis Enrique was the one that's been mentioned as well at the City. This is from a City fan who's got connection to City, mate, to the hierarchy. But Ten Hag is one of the top on that list.
What about Moisey? Don't laugh. Do anything, but don't laugh, mate. They're better than us. Do not laugh.
Yeah, at this moment in time, they're shit. To be fair, they're shit. Liverpool was shit. To be fair. Second half, Liverpool offered nothing. I'm telling you, that Moyes has got them playing some attractive football. I promise you, man. They can have a scrap with you. They can play. They've got a little bit of everything. It's not by mistake. They're both, They counter attack you. You can get at it. Yeah, good team. But bro, they counter with purpose. They score goals. No, of course they do. They're handful on their day. They're good. On their day, they can beat anyone. I agree with that. But I can't see that. Yeah, man. I don't know, bro. In terms of managers, I've heard it all before. This manager's done this. Let me get this. Adam Sarr, I was answering a question and he won't let me answer the question in the way I wanted to answer the question. But thank you for your comment. Big up. Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Dino. See, you keep interrupting, messing me about. That's what you're going to get. Oh, shut your mouth. Ollie, you the one that was out here supporting Ollie all bloody year. I tried defending him when I thought that he needed to be defended. I criticized him, and I speak to Mundo. Mundo wasn't having it. And Mundo revealed tonight what I said to him when he signed that contract. Is he going to be a yes man? And he unfortunately turned out to be one of the biggest yes man ever.
Hey, look, to be fair to most people that are Ollie in, the people that are Ollie in are saying that he deserved this season to have it out with the team that he's built. He earned the right. I stand by that. But anybody that comes out and says these things also will have the good sense to come out and say, you know what, it's not worked out. It's not looking like it's going to work out, and we need a replacement. And that's what the majority of the people are saying now.
I told everybody this season.
I mean, it's not always about. I told you.
I told you. No,
go through it.
What I said. You're not even hearing what I said. I told everybody that the Ronaldo signing has took the expectations tenfold, and that there's nowhere for Ollie and his coaching staff to hide on a football pitch. There's zero place you can hide. Mundo.
But most people agree with that, Dino. All that's happened now is it's just
you got found out. To me,
of course.
To me, any serious football club, Ollie should have been sacked after the Europa League final. If there was any serious football club, we got beat by a village, 45,000 population. Wivenshaw is an area in Manchester, has a bigger population than Villarreal. And
this don't really matter, bro. Come on.
If there was, listen, let me say, if there was anybody with football brains in charge of the footballing side of this football club, that final, you would have been like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? See you later.
Nah.
What are you talking about now? Mundo?
Nah.
Can you come in there, please?
I would have sacked him earlier.
What?
Yeah, Mundo called it years ago. Mundo's like, look, this guy is...
Do you agree with me, though, Mundo? Do you agree with me, though? After that final, if you were anybody who had a football knowledge, they would have got rid of him after that final.
Yeah, they would have got rid of him.
sacked him earlier.
No, they wouldn't have. No, after that final, they would have sacked him. Because to me, it's not like we lost the final where we hit the bar, we hit the post. Their keeper was man of the match. He made unbelievable saves. It was just one of those nights. It was written that no, we didn't. He didn't even make one save in the second half.
You know what it is? Everything that's wrong with Ollie's management was all laid to bear in that final. In that game, all of the things that United fans have been complaining about Ollie all took place in that game. Lack of substitutions, no in-game tactics, no style of play. He made his playing Marcus Rashford with a broken back. He couldn't even run, refused to take him off. It's honestly, he couldn't make it up. I mean, we lost that game because of the manager.
Exactly.
That's why we lost that game.
And that's why if you had a footballing person at that football club, it would have been, thank you very much, take care. And it would have took public in that summer, they would have went and got a proper football manager, proper coaching. 15 months ago, I said to you, Mundo, if Ollie is going to have a successful time at Man United, what did I say to you? He needs to replace the coaching staff. Did I not say that to you? I said it in the group. This guy's coaching is not good enough. The players look horrendous. But when they go to the international teams, they look like decent players.
Even Fred looks good for Brazil. I mean, that's saying everything. But the thing is,
that's saying everything.
You remember, right? You remember back in, it might have been 2010. 2010. You and I used to complain about Mike Phelan. Remember how much we used to hate Mike Phelan when he was our number 2? And look now, he's the most senior coach at our club.
He doesn't
more
even
senior than our manager. More senior than our manager.
He's a number 2. He's horrendous.
Look, this is a good. See that comment that just went there? That guy was saying that when Ollie was at Cardiff, we came off the pitch after a defeat and we knew we deserved the bollock. And there it is, Danny Gabidon. But he gave us a day off and chilled out. He don't like confrontation. Bro, this is when I start talking about Antonio Conte. Confront these players. Do you know what I mean? Get the fire lit again. But that can always go wrong. I would have took Conte. I thought it was a good choice.
Nah, too defensive for me. I'm not having it. Too pragmatic for me. Too pragmatic. Jose 2.0, mate. Honestly, Jose. Nobody can tell me what I see with my eyes. Antonio Conte is pragmatic football, and I'm sick of watching pragmatic football. I've had it up to here. I've been starved of good football. All these two senior coaches are coaches that he took from Jose. Kieran McKenna and Michael Carrick. We still play like Jose football sometimes. We have a better players attacking-wise than Jose.
Bro, beggars can't be choosers, man. You take what you give them.
I can't take it. I can't take it. No, you're right. I agree with you on principle. You are right. But I can't take pragmatic football. Man United can't play 3 at the back with the squad that we've got, mate. We can't play 3 at the back. We can't. We can do it 1 or 2 games, but we can't do it all season. We can't. I'm sorry.
Plus, you know what? We're going in on the board, right? But imagine you're the board and you said, and Ollie goes, right, I want to buy this right winger, £73 million. And next thing you know, I'm playing a formation where I can't even get him in the team. What's that nonsense?
Yeah, that's as well. You've got to feel a little bit. Forget the likeness of the board. It's not about like. But the board, man, you know what? They've invested in the guy. They've said, look, this is what you need here. Have it. This is way below par because all 3 of us here, most of the people watching this will agree. We have a team that is comparable to the opposition that we're supposed to be up against. And we've gone into this.
You can't blame the board for this mess.
Would you take Gus Hiddink? I would. I would take Gus Hiddink as an interim.
I thought you don't like pragmatic football, man.
Nah, Gus Hiddink is not pragmatic football. Gus Hiddink is exciting. You remember watching that South Korea team? Are you kidding me? They play.
I remember watching Chelsea, bro.
Nah, I'm sure he won a FA Cup with Chelsea, and they played good football.
Played good football. Do you remember him in Champions League?
I have never seen a Dutch coach that plays too much pragmatic football. I've never seen that. We've got good players, and you know what? He gets a reaction from good players. He's very experienced, Gus Hiddink. I'm sure he won league titles with PSC and stuff like that. But it's just only going to be till 6 months. 6 months, mate.
Well, that Norwich guy's available. Fuck, check him out. That's our standard. That's our quality, man.
At least he played good football with Norwich. Norwich played good football. He's never got defense.
He's a better manager than Ollie, I think. I think Ollie's the worst manager in the league.
I don't give a fuck, mate. Get anyone you want.
Anyway, guys, we've got to wrap it up. We've got over an hour. Mundo, your last word. What are you hoping for Man United?
I just hope that I see a new face in the dugout for the Watford game. That's all I want.
Are you taking anyone? At this moment, you a beggars can't be choosers.
I'm taking anyone but those that are already at the club. I don't want to see Mike Phelan interim. I don't want to see Darren Fletcher interim. I don't want to see Michael Carrick interim.
Came interim. There'll be riots in that stadium.
Do you know what? I swear, just to see Mighty Mundo lose his shit, I hope Carrick gets the job. Do you know? I feel. Do you know most of what I feel for Mundo? He's been crying out for one of these innovative guys. We're giving him everything but that. Everything we've tried but that.
I know. Is a coach.
Hang in there, brother. Hang in there, man.
To me, Ten Hag, Jans Flick, I rate them both. I think they're both phenomenal football managers, and I would take any of them. But most of all, for me, I would take, and I'll answer again that question that the help has asked me, was to say that I would want the football structure, the bankers nowhere near the football decisions at this football club. But then they're never going to give that up. That's why they don't want Reniak. But last word. Go ahead.
I swear, I'm not joking, guys. Wallah, I am easygoing. Do you know what I do these days? I tune in, watch United. I think, I expected that. Then I go and watch Palace or Brighton or Liverpool or City. I'm happy again. I got my fix. I tell you what we really need in there. Someone like Stalin or one of them dictators. Fucking, you don't play well. Give them the sign. Half time, we won't see you ever again. That'll be the end of it.
You take Zidane? That's what we need. I would take Zidane like that.
Take Zidane.
I would take.
Don't know, bro. You know what? Like Mundo said, I swear, I'm not going to sit here saying I'm an expert. Zidane, to me, he's one of my all-time favourite special players to me. Him, Gascoigne and Rooney, these three mean more to me than any other players. But Zidane was at Madrid. He had something amazing. I'd take him, but my fear is whatever manager we get in, something tells me that there is a strong possibility that whatever is broken will not be fixed, and we will be here having this conversation again. Because the toxicity is getting to like the Mourinho times again now. Fans are restless.
Actually, I come out the stadium against City, and I was laughing my head off to myself.
I'm laughing. No, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. I swear, I'm not really. You know what? I'm just hoping, like Mundo, to see a new face and something, just a fresh start, because I really like the players and I want to see what I can get out of these players being deployed in something nice. Honestly, I do, man. I want to see the best of these players. They're good players, all of them, but I just look at them at the moment, they're lost. I've never, under Ollie's tenure, this team has never looked like this. This is like, they're really lost.
The pressure's got to him and the coaching staff.
Yeah.
You found out.
I don't think he even wants to face them. No. I mean, I get it. It's a hard one.
Did you hear what he said after the? Did you hear what he said after the game? He said, "We're going to have to come out fighting against Watford. Watford is not the standard. It's not our competition for Man United. It's not." Big up Robert Moore for the super chat. You going to the protest? No, I'm not going to the protest because the fans are divided and some people are protesting to get the manager out, and I think that's embarrassing. So that's why I'm not going to the protest. I think it's an embarrassment to go there, and some fans are going to be there like Olin apparently. So yeah, I'm not going to go. But I would like to thank the Help because he's a Man United fan. That's his name now. Help.
That's what I think. That's what I need. That's what we need, bro. Just anybody sending out an SOS. Have mercy. Come to our aid, please, man.
Yeah. As you can see, Martin Mundo's on Twitter. He doesn't tweet. Mundo, you need to get tweeting, man. You need to get tweeting. Right, Martin Mundo.
Okay, I promise I'll send my first tweet the day that Man United announced Ollie's been sacked.
What's the poor guy got to say on Twitter? What is he gonna actually tell you?
Well,
we're in mourning here, man.
We're in mourning 100%. The Help is here. The Help is definitely here, and you can catch him on here. I've been your host, Mr. Structure. We lose or draw. Glaze is out. Thank God for international break because we needed it. Just for my own sanity, I needed that. Honestly, I've never wished for an international break. I just wanted the international break to carry on for the next 6 months. I don't ever want to see Man United again, I'm telling you. That's my feeling because we're a
Nah, we're going to turn it around, fresh start, man. The man's been on holiday, he's ready. Here we go. Here we go, Fabrizio style. Here we go.
There we go, right. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. Pick up yourself. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Share. Welcome to the community if you've not been here before. Big up to every one of you. And enough respect. And hopefully I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, people. Peace.
Peace.